My name is Josie Auger, and I'm a member of Bigstone Cree Nation. I'm an associate professor at Athabasca University. When we think about like the two-row wampum, it's kind of like that principle of like non-interference, and it's like parallel pathways. However, when I was thinking about it, like in terms of a research context over from this retreat, I thought about respectful ways of offering protocol, respectful ways of beginning to have those conversations, and having some, I guess, understanding of what the purpose of the conversation is. And so when you offered the tobacco to me as per my suggestion, it opened the door. It opened the door for us to have this conversation. And it's the same thing as like with the parallel pathways, is that how do we respect one another and have those conversations that might be difficult conversations sometimes when you're looking at the positionality of like Indigenous peoples within Western society. And it's not that we're really within, it's kind of like we're running parallel to. It's just that we have our own ways of doing things.
We're prioritizing the communities, let's call it Indigenous science or, Indigenous laws. We prioritize that. It informs what and how we should study. And then we can do testing on top of that. And I would say multiple kinds of testing and multiple kinds of tools in our toolkit to support communities in their ongoing, exhausting sort of negotiation or interface with companies and government, like where they're, advocating for their own food sovereignty. That's kind of where that pivot of activism comes from. Is that it's like I don't come up with a project and say like I'm concerned about of course I am, but like I'm concerned about the climate change and this, and it's like I am, but the specific projects are ones that are informed by someone that comes to me and says, I have a concern. What can I do about it?
How do we provide reciprocity, for instance, like to the earth? Reciprocity to ourselves, reciprocity to all beings, and to not think of ourselves as the most important beings here on this planet, that we're all part of the system together.
How can I come with humility to learn in a community, but also find ways that that I am also contributing to that community? How do we tangibly, actively, even when we're first going to a place, not just take from it, and try to give too. I think that really starts with just being humble and not assuming we know what those things are.
When we think of balance, I think it's important like to look back at the difficult times that we have gone through as Indigenous peoples and where we're at now in this point in time, and to be able to think 7 generations ahead for how we can, hopefully find the balance for the future and undo some of the damages that were mentioned, like the traumas that had happened, because we're not trauma, and that we want to be able to create like empowering futures